মাসুদ ভাই বাসায় নেট পায় না, এই জন্য বাইরে যেয়ে ক্লাস করা লাগে।
Hello, how are you?
Ma'am, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. Walaikum assalam. How are you? How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
I'm fine, ma'am.
I'm
And
good,
you?
alhamdulillah. So, सब कैसा चल रहा है?
Good, ma'am.
Very good. Masood. And where are other students?
Yes, mom.
Where are other students? Hmm? I'm asking, where are other students?
They are joined later.
Okay. Rashidullah, please, camera on.
Ma'am, net problem, so I'm sorry to open the
Okay,
camera.
no problem, no problem. You have an internet problem, then no problem. You are here now, so you can just camera on. That's it. You are present here.
जी मैडम.
आप यहाँ पे मौजूद हो तो बस कैमरा ऑन करो, बस क्या मसला है? गुड. You know, one day I will die just because of heart attack or brain hemorrhage. Just because of this batch. Again and again, just irritating me. I said many times, please camera on, camera on, camera on, but I will die by brain hemorrhage due to my blood pressure high. One day my blood pressure will get raised, then I will. And all of you are responsible, except Masood, because Masood are always come on the camera. So should I start the class? Should I start the class?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, please give our PDF file.
Yeah. Very soon, inshallah, I will give you PDF file, okay?
Okay, ma'am. Thank
Just
you.
wait. Oh. Just wait, please. So, first, I will share this thing. Today, we have finished this anatomy of vascular system. So all of you have you seen this thing?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So anatomy of heart we have done. So today we will start the physiology. Okay. physiology. So in physiology,
ma'am.
we will study like normal cardiac cycle, pulse, heart rate, blood pressure, cardiac output, heart sounds, murmurs, measurement of blood pressure, ECG and cardiac cycle, chambers, pressure and waveforms, arterial, venous pressure and waveforms, oxygen, like this. Okay. So today we start I will have to finish like normal cardiac cycle and ECG. Okay. In the class, we are going to study on two, like normal cardiac cycle and ECG. And I'm trying to complete these two topics in the class. Okay. So in the lecture of cardiac cycle, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So in the starting of cardiac cycle, objective, what if we will study like enumerate the phase of cardiac cycle and explain the effect of heart rate on duration of systole and diastole. Recognize the pressure, electric, sound, and volume changes during cardiac cycle. Correlate different phases of cardiac cycles with various events. Okay, in events means when your blood pressure is high and when is low. So obviously it depends upon the cardiac cycle. Okay, and next is we will study like compare and contrast left and right ventricle during the cardiac cycle. Describe the arterial pressure waves and their relationships to cardiac cycle, and describe the use of the pressure volume loop is described in the phases of cardiac cycle. What happened in the physiology? Okay, I will give you the clues also. Okay, in case in the short or in the long, it's very easy. It's not it's look like something like lengthy, but it's easy. Okay, no problem. So firstly, you will have to know like walls of heart, as we studied the previous class. So walls of heart, there are two types: atrioventricular valves and semilunar valves. Okay, there are valves of heart and atrioventricular valves and semilunar valves. Number one, tricuspid valves between the right atrium and right ventricle. We have studied in the last lecture. And pulmonary valve between the right ventricle and pulmonary artery. This is the semilunar valves. Okay. Number second is the mitral valve between the left atrium and left ventricle. Second is the aortic valve, in the semilunar aortic valve between the left ventricle and aorta. Concept clear in these between two atrioventricular and semilunar valves?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Alahimia, concept clear? Alahimia, concept clear? These valves open and close in response to pressure change in the heart. Okay, so it means when the pressure changes in the heart. Okay, when the changes of pressure in the heart, so these valves open and close. When these valves are closed, so in the response pressure changes in heart. Okay, or you can say change in the pressure in the heart. And when the valves are open, so what will be the result? In the response, pressure of changes, like pressure changes
the
in the
heart.
heart. Yeah. Second is they only allow blood to flow in one direction. These two valves, like atrioventricular valves or semilunar valves, so, and these types of valves, so they only allow blood flow in one direction, not two or more than two directions. Number third is both of them can stay closed at the same time, but they cannot stay open simultaneously. It means they can close both of them, like atrioventricular valves and semilunar valves. These both valves are closed at the same time. Okay, but it cannot open. It cannot open at the same time. Now next is the cardiac cycle. Definition. The cardiac cycle is the duration. The cardiac cycle is the time duration comprising all events from one heart contraction to the beginning of the next heart contraction. Just look at this example. This is heart. Look at this. Okay, for example, this is heart.
Yes.
One time it beat, heart contraction, contract, then relax, contract, then relax. Okay, so one time, then
Okay.
relax, then comes another time contract. Okay, so this duration of time, and it may be like in the sense like just like a few seconds. Okay, contract and release. You know, heart pump like this, contract, then relax, contract, then relaxation. So the cardiac cycle is the time duration comprising all the events from one heart contract, one time heart contract to the beginning of the next heart contraction. Okay. So the duration between this time is the cardiac cycle. So each cycle is initiated by depolarization of SA node. So each cycle, the cardiac cycle, each cycle is initiated by the depolarization of SA node, followed by the arterial systole. Followed by the arterial systole like 0.1 second. Okay, like arterial systole means 0.1 second. This is a time duration. Okay, this is a time duration. 0.1 second. Ventricular systole is a 0.3 second. Okay, then it comes to the diastole
Okay.
of whole heart. Diastole of whole heart is a 0.4 second. In the further, I will tell you what is the arterial systole, what is the ventricular systole, and what is the diastole of the whole heart. Next is the events. So in the events, mechanical events, there are two types of events. Number one is the mechanical events like pressure, volume, and sound changes. Any problem? Any confusion?
No, ma'am.
Next is the electrical events like ECG, action potentials. So cardiac cycle time, how you calculate now? Next heading is the cardiac cycle time. To calculate the duration of one complete cardiac cycle, like duration is equal to 60 per hour, like 60 seconds per hour. For example, if a person HR is 75 BPM, his or her cardiac cycle duration is 60 to 75 is equal to 0.8 seconds. Okay, duration is inversely proportional to HR. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Any problem? Any problem?
No problem, ma'am.
Okay. Now next is the cardiac cycle has two phases. As I told you, systole, arterial events and ventricular events. Cardiac cycle has two phases like arterial events and ventricular events. In the arterial, obviously arterial comes from arteries and ventricular comes from veins. Okay, so arterial is the systole and diastole. Okay, systole and diastole. Now ventricle event is the systole and diastole. And after exercise, when you see the person which is doing the exercise, and after exercise, the pressure is different. Okay. After exercise, systole and diastole. Okay. So now comes to the again like arterial events. So in the arterial events, systole is 0.1 second. This is most important, and you have to just remember this thing. Systole is a 0.1 second and diastole is a 0.7 second in arterial events. And in ventricular events, systole is a 0.3 second and diastole is a 0.5 second. And systole is a 0.14 second and diastole is a 0.16, like after exercise. The total time of the cardiac cycle, HR is equal to 75 BPM, as we studied before. So 0.8 second. Ventricular dystole is long for three important reasons. Ventricular dystole is long for three important reasons. Number one is the coronary blood flow. Number second is the ventricular filling. Number third is the rest. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Now next is the general principle of cardiac cycle. General principle. Now comes to the principle. So the main function of the heart is to pump blood through the blood throughout the body through pulmonary like lungs and systemic whole body circulation. The main function of the heart. What is the main function of heart? This is a general principle of cardiac cycle. So main function of heart is the pump of blood. Where? Throughout the body. Obviously, when your heart will be like this pump, then you can alive. If your heart will not pump, then you will be die. This is a fact. So when heart is to pump blood throughout the body through the pulmonary like lungs. Pulmonary means lungs and systemic whole body circulation. Number second is the contraction of the heart like contract and flexible. You know, like this heart moves, pump. You can say pump like this, contract, relax, contract, relax. So contraction of heart generate pressure changes that allow blood movement. If the pressure changes is present, if the pressure changes is going on, so it allows the blood movement. Okay, you know the blood is move over the body. So how? Because the contraction of the heart. Because when the heart is contract, it generates the pressure change. When the pressure change, that allow the blood movement. Blood flows from area of high pressure to area of low pressure. Just remember, blood flows from area of high pressure to area of low pressure. This is the movement of blood. Blood flow from area high pressure to area of low pressure. Number 4 is the events in right and left ventricle are the same. In the right and left ventricle are the same, but with the lower pressure gradient in the right side. Number 5 is the arterial and ventricular systole do not occur at the same time. As we studied before, arterial and ventricular systole. Arterial and ventricular systole do not occur. It never occur at the same time, but their relaxation occur at the same time. When the heart becomes relaxed, so it will be their relaxation occur can be at the same time, but during diastole of heart, which lasts for 0.4 seconds. Now next is the phases of cardiac cycle. There is a 2 phases, ventricular systole and ventricular diastole. The ventricular systole is a 0.3 second, ventricular diastole is a 0.5 second. Isovolumetric contraction means early systole. These phases are more important. The whole this cardiac cycle are more important in the exam. It may become in the short questions answer or maybe in the long. So you will have to like if I will give the in the long question, so you will have write down the whole this thing. But diagram is not necessary. So okay, just in the form of like 1, 2, 3, like this points as the written in the as the show in the like sheet, lecture sheet. Okay. So isovolumetric contraction means early systole. So isovolumetric relaxation means systole always contraction and diastole is the relaxation. So isovolumetric contraction means early systole. Isovolumetric relaxation means early diastole. Number 2 is the rapid ejection. Rapid ejection means late systole. Rapid filling means late diastole. Okay. Number 3, reduced ejection means late systole. And slow filling means late diastole. And 7th is the arterial systole. Okay. Any problem?
Okay, ma'am.
Any problem here? Concept is clear?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now comes through the volume changes. Now volume changes. ESV is the end systolic volume. ESV, end of systolic volume. So it is the volume of blood left in a ventricle at the end of the systole, like 40 to 60 ml. And EDV, end of the diastolic volume, volume of blood in a ventricle at the end of the diastole, like 120 to 130 ml. SV, stroke volume, volume of blood ejected by a ventricle during systole, like 70 ml. Just give me a few minutes, just please.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Zara call aati hai. Okay.
No problem,
So
ma'am.
next is the EDV and diastolic volume. So it is the volume. No, ये हो गया था SV. Stroke volume. So it's the volume of blood ejected by a ventricle during systole. Just remember ejection fraction. What is the ejection fraction? The ratio of ejected blood to the blood in a ventricle, right, before a diastole. Now next is the arterial systole. Description. The arterial contract pushing the last 25% of blood to the ventricles. Okay. Arterial, what is the arterial systole? Arterial systole is the when arterial contract at pushing the last 25% of blood to the ventricle. And the duration is 0.11 seconds. Valves AV open and semilunar closed. And ventricular volume rise to EDV. What is EDV? And diastolic volume. Okay. And it is 120 to 130 ml at the end of this phase. Ventricular pressure, first a slightly high blood entry. Okay. First a slightly high increase blood entry and then slightly low when ventricular dilation. And in the arterial pressure, this is the ventricular pressure. And the arterial pressure firstly increase by systole, then decrease. It's low when blood exists. It means when by systole it increased by the systole and then it decreased by the blood exit because blood is exit from the heart. Okay. Now sounds, fourth heart sounds. This is called S4. Just remember fourth heart sound. This is called S4. Is it any difficult for you? I think this is a very easy way for your learning. Just in the form of chart and just the specific points.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
I never give the very lengthy like notes, just to the point, which is most important. Then I'm now next is
It's
the
okay, ma'am.
isovolumetric contraction. Description. The ventricle builds up tension without changing its slant to open the semilunar valves. So it occurs at the beginning of ventricular systole. And the duration is 0.05 seconds. Isovolumetric contraction, the ventricle builds up the tension, means stress, okay, without changing its slant to open the semilunar valves. Valve AV closed and semilunar closed, both are closed. But in here it is AV open and semilunar. Arterial systole in the arterial systole AV open and semilunar closed. But in the isovolumetric contraction, AV closed, semilunar closed. Now ventricular volume is the maximum EDV is equal to 120 to 130 ml. Ventricular pressure suddenly rise up to 80 mmHg, which will open the aortic valve. Now arterial pressure increase high due to doming of closed AV cusps into an arteria. Sounds, first heart sound like S1. Okay, it's the S1 and arterial is the S4. Now next is the ejection, rapid and reduced. Description. The ventricle shortens its wall, isotonically ejecting blood through the aorta and pulmonary artery in two phases, like marking the end of systole. Okay, means rapid ejecting 70% and reduced ejecting is the 30%. And its duration in rapid 0.10 seconds. Rapid it is 0.0 seconds, and in reduced it is 0.15 seconds. And valves AV closed and semilunar open. Ventricular volume decreased to ESV 50 ml. Ventricular pressure rapid it is increased to 120 mmHg, and in reduced is decreased. Just remember, from reduce is a decrease and rapid is the increase. And in the arterial pressure, first it low because when ventricle contract, they pull the AV fibrous ring and valves down the increase. Sound is none. Now next is a isovolumetric relaxation. The ventricle relax, causing a drop in a pressure which leads to the backflow of blood from the aorta, closing the valves. It means when the ventricles are relaxed, it causes a drop in pressure. It means the blood pressure is dropped. When the ventricles are relaxed, so it drops the pressure, and which leads to the backflow. The blood is moved in the backflow of blood from the aorta. It means from the aorta the back is comes like in the backflow direction. Okay, how? Because ventricles are relaxed, so it just drops the pressure in blood, which causes the backflow of blood from the aorta. It means the closing of the valves. Now duration is the 0.06 to 0.04 seconds. Valves AV closed, semilunar closed. Ventricular volume does not changes. ESV is a 50 ml. Ventricular pressure decreased rapidly to diastole level like 22 to 10 mmHg, and because the valves are closed and the relaxation is isometric. So then arterial pressure, when we are talking about the arterial pressure, so it increase. Here ventricular pressure is decreased rapidly, and arterial pressure is increased gradually due to the accumulation of venous blood. Now sounds is the second hard sounds. Okay, like S2. Now next is the filling phase. It's a rapid and slow. Okay, filling phase. Description: the AV open, filling the ventricle in 3 phases. Like rapid 70%, slow diastasis 5%, and atrial systole 25%. Duration 0.11 seconds. Slow diastasis is the 0.22 seconds. Valves AV open, semilunar closed. Ventricular volume is increase in ventricle and decrease in arteria. In filling phase, obviously rapid and slow. In this process, ventricular volume, the volume is increased in ventricle, the volume is increased, and in arteria it is decreased. Now ventricular pressure, it is high, increase due to it is high due to increase in volume. Okay, due to, if look here is the increase in ventricle, the volume is increased in ventricle. So due to increase in volume, it is slightly high, but it is still less than arterial pressure. Then arterial pressure, firstly, suddenly it is low due to rush of blood into the ventricle. Then it is high due to the venous of blood entry. आप लोगों की समझ में आ रहा है जो भी मैं पढ़ा रही हूँ?
Uh,
Do you understand whatever I'm teaching?
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
We understand.
Any problem? Any confusion?
No, ma'am. No problem.
Elahimia, any problem? Russell? Thank you.
He's sick.
Huh?
Russell bhai sick. He is sick, ma'am. So
Oh,
could not attend the class.
oh, okay. So now next is the sound is the third sound S3 during rapid filling phase. Now next is the aortic pressure curve. Now it's ascending. Russell, get well soon, beta. Get well soon. So next is the aortic pressure curve. In ascending phase and an acrotic limb, aortic pressure increases to 120 mmHg, coincides with the rapid ejection. Now second is the descending phase, like catacrotic limb. It can be split into 4 stages. Number 1 is the decrease in aortic pressure. Number 2 is the dicrotic notch. Number 3 is the dicrotic wave. And number 4 is the slow aortic pressure decrease. So number 1, decrease in aortic pressure. It coincides with reduced ejection. Like blood entering aorta is less than blood leaving it. Dicrotic notch is the sudden drop in pressure caused by the closure of aortic valve at the end of ventricular systole. Now, number 2 is a dicrotic wave, slightly increase in aortic pressure caused by the aortic plastic recoil. And slow aortic pressure decrease, it means down to 80 mmHg due to continuous blood flow in systemic arteries. Next is the arterial pressure waves. Waves, arterial systole, increase due to arterial contraction, decrease due to blood passing into ventricle. See
ভাই ক্লাস কি শেষ নাকি ভাই? এত হাসেন কে? মাসুদ ভাই, আপনি ক্লাস শেষ হবে
Class is not. Class is
Madam
not.
was disconnected.
ও আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, সরি।
তুমি সামনে আসো না কেন?
Minimum 2 hours this class. At
ভাই আমার বাসায় নেট পায় না, বাইরে যে আমি ওই ডাটা অন করি।
পরীক্ষার সময় কি করবো না? পরীক্ষার সময় কি বাইরে দিয়ে পরীক্ষা দেবা?
পরীক্ষার সময় তো চিন্তা করছি কোন জায়গায় যাবো, সবাই মিলে একসাথে দিবেন না? যদি সবাই সবাই মিলে একসাথে দেন তাহলে দিমু, নাহলে ঢাকা মেডিকেলের হলে যাবো। মাথা এগুলো কি ঢোকে আমার কোন?
I'm sorry. Actually, light has gone, so internet is creating problem. लेकिन
It's
एक
okay,
बात
ma'am,
है,
no
मेरे
problem.
जाते
it's okay, ma'am. No problem.
मेरे जाते ही इलाही मियाँ फौरन आ गए कैमरे पे। क्या मेरे जाने का वेट कर रहा था? He is waiting for me that I am leaving. Then he will come.
No, ma'am. I've seen this on a slide.
No, 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 no.
Yes, ma'am.
He is waiting for me that I will have to leave. Then he will come.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, C is come to the point. C is C wave is the ventricular. Have you shown?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So C is wave is a ventricular systole increase due to bulging of AV valve in isometric contraction and decrease due to the downward pulling of AV valve during ventricular rapid ejection. Increase due to bulging of AV valve. Okay, AV valve in isometric contraction and decrease due to downward pulling of AV valve during ventricular rapid ejection. Now, number 3 is the X descent. X descent. X descent. So it decrease due to continuing pulling of AV valve during ejection. Okay, it is pulling the AV valve. Okay, it is continuously pulling the AV valve, atrial ventricular valve, reduce ejection. V wave is a arterial diastole. V wave is an arterial diastole. It increases due to venous return. मुस्तफा, यहाँ पे रख दे नोकिया वाला। I'm sorry. Here is raining. Here is raining, so that's the internet. Yeah. So in V wave arterial diastole, it increase due to venous system and decrease due to blood entry into ventricle during rapid filling phase. I'm just pronounced filling. It's not a filling, it's a filling phase. Okay. So Y descent. It's just the alphabet A, C, X, and V, wave, arterial systole, and Y descent. What is the Y descent? It decreases due to continued blood flow during reduced filling phase. Okay, during reduced filling phase, it is continuously decreased. It is decreased because continued blood flow. Okay.
Today's topic was very complex.
Who is disturbed? ट्यूबलाइट जला देंगे बंद कर दें. Okay. Now next is the isomeric contraction. Volume changes. Okay, here's the volume changes. So isomeric, this is a chart, and this is the phases, and this is the ventricular volume and arterial volume. In isometric contraction, constant EDV and increase arterial volume. Number second, rapid ejection, ventricular volume decrease rapidly and arterial volume is increased. And reduced ejection, decrease slowly and increase in arterial volume. Isometric relaxation, it is constant ESV and it is increase in arterial volume. Rapid filling, it is increased rapidly increased, and it is decreased. Now next is the reduced filling, it increased slightly, arterial volume it is decreased. Now next is the arterial systole, so it increased ventricular volume, it increased moderately, and arterial means it is decreased. Okay. If in the exam, I will ask the question that explain or define the volume changes or just draw the chart, or explain the volume change in the form of chart. So just write down this chart. Okay, this one. Just write down this one.
Okay, ma'am.
Now next is the, I think it's not hard or difficult for you. It's just a simple, just to the point. This is the name, this is the ventricular volume and this is the arterial volume. Now next is the pressure changes. Isovolumetric contraction means increase suddenly 80 mm Hg. Rapid ejection increased rapidly like 120 mm Hg. Reduced ejection means decrease slowly. Isovolumetric relaxation, this is the pressure. Okay, ventricular pressure. Here we are talking about the pressure. So isovolumetric relaxation, it is decreased rapidly. Rapid filling, increase slightly. Reduced filling, increase gradually. And arterial systole means increase slightly, then decrease. Okay. Who is here or not? Okay. Look. In this topic, I have also given these like a MCQs. Have you seen this thing?
Yes, ma'am.
That is the ECG. So I will just give you the clue. Okay. Maybe
Okay.
MCQs comes from this side. Okay.
Okay.
Now next is the ventricular pressure volume loop. Phase 1, filling phase AB. Okay, listen. I will send you the sheet. Okay, but
Yes.
in the exam, this ventricular pressure volume loop will not come in the question. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but just read out this. It may come in the short or maybe in the like MCQs. Okay, just read out this. If you have any problem, then ask me. Just read out this thing. This one. Just read out this. Any problem? Have you read this one? Have you read this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Any problem?
But this topic is
problem,
very
ma'am.
complex. Ma'am, please send this slide and
This.
read more and more. Then,
Okay, let me explain you. Okay.
okay,
No,
ma'am.
I will give you the whole slides. I will give you the whole slide. Okay, let me. In the phase one, like filling phase, A and B. Here pressure is 2 to 3 mmHg and volume is rises to EDV is 120 ml. And valves is the A and B. Like A, mitral valves opens and in B, mitral valves close. Okay. Now come to the second phase. Phase 2. Isovolumetric contraction. It's a AB and it's a BC. B and C. Pressure rise to 80 mmHg and its volume is the EDV remains constant. Okay, its volume is the
Okay.
EDV and it's a remain constant. No changes is here. Like look at here in volume it rises to EDV. Okay, it rises in filling phase 1. It rises. The volume is rises, but in phase 2, the EDV and remain constant. It's not rises, it's remain constant. And valves B all closed and C aortic valves open.
Okay.
Now next is the phase 3. Is the ejection phase. In this pressure rises from 80 to 120 mmHg. It's a pressure. This is mmHg is indicates the pressure.
Yes, ma'am. Millimeter mercury.
Yeah. Now volume is a drop to ESV. Okay. Here volume is rise. Here is the maintain like constant. Okay. And in phase 3, here is a drop to ESV like 50 ml. But valve, what about valve? Like C aortic valve stay open and the aortic valves closes.
Close.
Yeah. Now next is the volumic relaxation. DA. Like drop pressure drops to 2 to 3 mmHg. Volume ESV remains constant. Okay. Here is also ESV. Here is the EDV. And here is the ESV is the remain constant. And value Like D, aortic valve stay closed and marital valves open. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Now this is the last sheet. Ventricular pressure volume loop. Should I include this thing? Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Should I include in the exam this topic like this? Tell me, should I include in the exam this
Yeah, ma'am, it's
ventricular
okay.
pressure volume,
Okay, ma'am.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
or should I leave? Just tell me if you think that it's too long and it's too much, then I can leave this like ventricular pressure volume loop.
Don't leave it, ma'am. We have to learn.
Huh? Huh?
Don't leave it, ma'am. We have to learn.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So this is the importance. So ventricular pressure volume loop. So this is the importance. What is the importance? It calculating the cardiac workout. We will study in the further what is the cardiac workout. And EW represent the external work, output of the ventricle during cardiac cycle. Okay. Okay. Actually, here is raining, so due to rain, the internet problem. Okay.
আজকে শেষ করে দিতে পারে তো, আর কি করবে? বলো, শেষ করে দিতে বলবো।
বলো না কেন নেট প্রবলেম ক্লাস শেষ করলে তো হয়।
আসলে বলতে হবে ম্যাডাম প্লিজ।
ঘুম পাইছে? ঘুম পাইলে বল, বলে দেই। হ্যাঁ,
ভাই সেটাই করতে হবে, আর তো এইভাবে তো শেষ করে দিই ভাই আজকে।
সেটাই, রাত তো অনেক হলো, কাল সকালে তো আবার ডিউটি আছে, তাই না?
সেটাই তো, রাত হয়ে গেছে। হ্যাঁ সেটাই। আর ম্যাডামের
ম্যাডামকে
নেটও
বলেন
প্রবলেম করতেছে, খামাখা দেরি করে।
ম্যাম কানেক্ট না হইলে কেমনে গো? লাভ নেই, থাকা।
হইছে কানেক্ট হইছে।
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Actually, here is raining. Very heavy raining is going on. I'm so
It's okay,
sorry.
ma'am. Then please finish the class. Net
Huh?
problem. Ma'am,
Okay. So should I continue?
ma'am, please finish this class for today. And
No, this is the last sheet. Listen, this is the last sheet.
okay, ma'am. Okay. Then continue, please.
So this topic is completed today. Masood, very
Yes, ma'am.
difficult. Very
Yes, ma'am.
difficult. Yeah,
Continue.
I know. I can understand your feelings. I know.
They are sleepy, ma'am. Sleepy.
Yeah. And
Actually,
when I was looking at him, so I'm also feeling like sleepy.
and
Okay, no problem. Okay.
Okay,
So
ma'am, continue.
changes to PV loop. So an increase in contractility as seen during exercise. Okay. So what is PV loop? What is PV? An increase in an increase in preload correlate with more venous return, which will increase the stroke volume as per an increase with width of the graph. Okay. So it increases in contractility as shown figure A. Where is the figure A? I think this is the figure A during exercise. This one is the figure A. Okay, this is the figure A. So here is an increase in contractility. Okay, so an increase in preload correlates with more venous return, which will increase the stroke volume, as shown by the increased width of the graph. Look at here. This is the SV1, SV8. This graph is the like venous return. Number third is an increase in afterload. Means there is an increase in aortic pressure and decrease in stroke volume. As shown in increased height of this can be seen in aortic system. Okay, listen to me. This topic, okay, this topic ventricular pressure volume, I will not give you in the exam. Ventricular, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
This ventricular pressure, I think I know this is like a complicated topic. So this I will not give in the exam, but you will have to study just for your information. Okay. When you will do
Okay.
work in any laboratory, so you will have to know everything related to this topic. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
And even if you will have any problem, then you can ask from me.
Okay, ma'am.
I think
Now,
okay.
now next we will have study like and this one is the like quiz. Okay. And next we will study the ECG. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
ECG.
In the next class.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And ओके मुझे ये बताओ कि आप लोगों को थोड़ा टाइम का इशू होता है क्या? अगर मैं एक दिन में 2 कंप्लीट कराऊं तो कोई इशू तो नहीं है?
Okay.
Well, I think the most important class has been conducted today as we are working in the cath lab, you know, and next one is also important for us.
Listen, your all syllabus.
Yeah.
Very poor net connection today. Madam was disconnected.
Yeah. Look, your all syllabus is related to your cath lab.
Yeah.
Okay, like ECG, sounds, heart pressure, blood pressure, everything is related to your labs and your syllabus. Obviously, you are doing the cardiovascular, you are studying the cardiovascular system.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, so I think inshallah, Rasil, in the next class you will get soon. I will do pray for you. Inshallah, next class. In the next class you
Inshallah,
will get, and you will come on the camera. You know, it's like look like irritating for me. I just remember this. I will just remember this bell that I have said many times. Please come on the camera. Please come on the camera. No one is come. No, it's really very irritating for me. Ilahinia and Masood is very good person.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
And definitely see, he will get the highest marks in this subjects, both of them. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
No, don't worry. All of you students will get the good marks. But not in the blank paper. Okay.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. So I'm going. Okay. Now take your time. Have a good time. And we will meet in the next class, inshallah. Okay.
Inshallah, madam. Inshallah.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum, madam.
Walaikum assalam. Okay. Allah Hafiz.